We are thrilled to welcome two stars from the heartwarming new Christmas movie, Saint Nick of Bethlehem. Take a look.
In a new holiday classic set in America's Christmas city.
Oh, for the love of Pete, where have you been?
I went for a run, and I tripped, and I fell.
Oh, Nicky, you could have froze out there.
But I didn't. It was because, Mother, I was woken up by an honest-to-goodness reindeer.
Sweetie, we really don't have any reindeers here in Pennsylvania.
We have at least one.
You really haven't changed at all.
Set in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, the Christmas city, this film is a touching story of hope, healing, and the true spirit of the season. Joining us is Jennifer Porrata, former Mrs. New Jersey 2014, and the legendary Danny Roebuck, stepping into the iconic role of Santa Claus. Welcome to you both.
Thank you for having us. Hopefully your viewers can tell which is which.
Yeah, I will be sure to make it very clear. Don't worry about that, Danny. So let's start with Jennifer. Jennifer, can you tell us about Saint Nick of Bethlehem and what drew you to be part of this project?
Oh, yes. This film, it's directed by Spencer Fulmar and, of course, Danny Roebuck. And really, I mean, this film is just so inspiring because it's based on a true story about a man who tragically loses his son, and through his pain, he finds purpose by embodying the spirit of Santa Claus, which brings an entire community together. It's really just a message of hope and joy, and we truly know that this film is going to inspire so many this Christmas.
Now, Danny, maybe we could start with you and, of course, hear Jennifer's thoughts, but what really attracted you to Saint Nick of Bethlehem to be, also a part of this project?
Well, Spencer Fulmar is a very talented young man, and I've wanted to work with him for many years. And he brought the project to me while it was still kind of being created, and I just thought it was a terrific story. And then together, he and I crafted the particular story that audiences see now. Look, I've also played Santa Claus this year in a movie called Terrifier 3. So playing Santa in two completely diverse kind of roles, I think I had to do this one to make sure the other one didn't keep me out of heaven.
Jennifer, would love to hear your thoughts.
I truly love being able to be part of films and productions that create films that inspire a generation. I mean, film has the ability to transcend through the screen and just bring hope and inspire people. And so this film in particular did that for me as well.
All right, so Danny, we have to ask about this Santa. Yeah, go ahead, please.
I was just going to say, I didn't know, we make films through our not-for-profit called A Channel of Peace. People can find it at achannelofpeace.org. And we make films in and around the Lehigh Valley in Pennsylvania, not very far from where you guys are. We're neighbors, as we say. And I had never met Jennifer, yet she lived in the area. So this was a wonderful opportunity because having never met her, I still kind of wrote the part for her with Spencer, of course. And she's just terrific in the film. She's just terrific. And that's kind of the joy. I always pepper my productions with ringers. I bring in Kathy Moriarty. She's been to the Oscars. I was at the Oscars once. I worked the lavatory, made sure everybody had their mints and their towels. But she was actually there as a guest and a possible recipient. But I bring in the ringers, and then people like Jennifer, who are professional actors I don't even know about, who live in my community. She's just so terrific in the movie. Don't let the moniker of former Miss New Jersey fool you. She's quite talented.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of talent to go around, and you talented playing the two versions of Santa, as you mentioned before. Now, playing Santa in this movie is no small feat. What was the most rewarding and challenging aspect of trying to bring that character to life?
Yeah. So, number one, I played a lot of real people. Like I played Jay Leno, but he wasn't on the set. I played Gary Marshall. He wasn't on the set. I played 50 other real people. Sometimes they're criminals. They're not on the set, thank God. But playing Alan, when Alan was on the set from like the second day, and telling his story, Alan Smith, I'm talking about, the real Saint Nick, that we based the story on. That was a little daunting. Now, that's the hard part. The great part is when you put the suit on, you become this character. You don't need any acting class. You don't need any training. You don't have to be the Marlon Brando of Santa Claus. All you have to do is shut up and listen to the children. And they let you know everything they need from you. Sometimes it's a hug, and sometimes it's a story, and sometimes they want to tell you something. And by the way, not just children. We had a lovely, an adult person who uh, mentally handicapped came to the set one day and met Santa Claus, and that was as good as it got for me. Being Santa Claus for whoever needs you to be Santa Claus is a gift that just keeps on giving.
It really sounds like such a unique experience. Now, filming in Bethlehem, Jennifer, which is known as the Christmas City, it must have been magical. Can you share any memorable moments from shooting on location?
Yeah, definitely. The Christmas City is absolutely magical, as you said. I think one of my favorite scenes was um, the last scene of the movie where last year, this time, we actually had over 600 extras fill Main Street in Bethlehem for the last scene. And the Lehigh Valley community is just an incredible community, just filled with people that just want to partner with us and just want to just share in the filmmaking that Danny Roebuck brings to the Lehigh Valley area. So that particular scene is incredible. You'll see everybody that came out in their Christmas attire. The lights were up at Hotel Bethlehem, and you see Danny and Mary and all of the other cast members coming down in the truck. And it's just an incredible scene. And it was an incredible night filming there in Bethlehem.
Yeah,
That's
they
so
really are good. Again, this is the fourth movie we filmed there, but we have a different mayor. And Mayor Brown, when I came to him with this idea, said, you just tell us whatever you need. So they actually put the lights on a little early for us, so that that ride down Main Street could be as magical as it is. And the Hotel Bethlehem, which is in the center point of the town, they help us. The St. Luke's University Health Network is part of our organization, and they help us. So we film in and around. And you know what's great when you watch the movie? People will see it all over the world and love it. I feel they do. But when they see it in the Lehigh Valley, everything that's familiar, they go, "Oh, that's where we shop. That's where we buy our kiffles at Kiffle Kitchen." It means something to it. It's grounded in reality.
It's so true. Anytime you see some of that slice of home on the silver screen, it's something special. Jennifer, I want to start with you
Yeah.
for the next question. This movie, as we mentioned, it captures that true spirit of Christmas. What do you hope audiences take away after watching the film?
Well, we had our premiere this past weekend, and I sat in the audience with my family, and I was able to just hear people laugh. I was able to hear people get a little emotional at times. And I was able to talk to people after the film, and just the response that they were sharing with me that this is just a true Christmas classic film. And they are so excited to share with their friends and their family members this Christmas, to just have a beautiful family film that the whole entire family can watch, and it can just be an inspirational film. And I was speaking to Alan Smith, who is the true Santa. This is what this film was about, his life. And he said to me, he said, Jennifer, if I can have one person, or I can affect one person with this film, then it was all worth it.
That's nice. That's nice. May I add something?
Of course.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to like be greedy with the time. Thank you, Jennifer, for those comments. We had I keep maintaining that Hollywood has kind of abandoned the family. They make movies for teenage boys and they make movies for older ladies and they sometimes make movies for dudes. But this Christmas movie, was sandwiched with a big Christmas movie opened this past weekend and by all accounts tanked at the box office because I think it didn't fulfill the heart of a Christmas story. It wasn't about, well, I can't say what it was about because I didn't see it, but it had a lot of explosions and a lot of fights with fake snowmen and Santa Claus was kidnapped. And, what does that have to do with how do you feel better in your home? And we live in a tumultuous world. And as a filmmaker, I want to make a movie that reminds people that it doesn't have to always be crazy. It could be calm. And that calm is usually a God centric place. And it certainly is always a family centric place. All my movies ostensibly are about fatherhood. And, that's a place many of us are comfortable, thinking about family and father and mother and that stuff.
Jennifer, as a former Mrs. New Jersey and someone who's been in the spotlight, how has this role allowed you to showcase a different side of yourself?
Yeah, when I auditioned and I was cast in the film, I started right away working with my acting coach, Matt Newton from MN Acting Studio in New York, and we just really explored the character, her backstory, and it's a different character, but it's one that's close to my heart. Sue is my character's name in the movie, and she has a son who loves putting up Christmas lights, and his dream is to have the biggest display that you can see from space. And through the film, they become inspired by Saint Nick and the hope that he brings to an entire community. I'm a mom, so I was able to really bring that to life as well in this character.
So, Danny, we've we've heard so much amazing things about this film. I personally can't wait to see it, having visited Bethlehem and just enjoyed my time strolling through the town one afternoon. When can we see the movie and how can we see it?
Yes, thank you. So it's opening Friday, and the good Lord is going to make sure people are in a Christmas spirit because we might have, as you were mentioning, a little snow on Friday. Uh, so far, it's opening in theaters around the country, Indiana, Canada, of all places. Uh, and we're adding theaters every day. So people can go to stnickfilm.com and see a list of theaters or a channelpeace.org to see a list of theaters. They can follow us on Facebook, of course. We always list the new theaters there. And if you have a theater in your community that you think this movie should play at, go knock on their door and say, when are you going to show Saint Nick of Bethlehem? Our family needs to see it.
Jennifer and Danny, thank you both for joining us and sharing your stories.
All right.
Thank you
God
so
bless
much.
you all. Have a great, wonderful
Merry
Christmas season.
Christmas.